Right, it's time to put together Lieutenant Titus from Space Marine 2. And what a fantastic looking miniature we have here. And you know what, I'll just kind of get into it and, you know, show you how to put him together as simply as possible. However, what I would say that while I'm doing this, I'm going to have to make a decision about either to pick one of the heads and stick with it, or alternatively, try and do it so I can make the heads interchangeable, which will require a bit of cutting and some magnets. So let's start off with the basics though. So we need to get 5 and 6 out, which is his chainsaw arm. Now, gotta get this out right, so I need a bit of clip space there. Okay, so we got our chainsaw arm number 6 out, and we also need, let me zoom in a bit here, number 6, which is, yeah, 6 of the chainsaw number, gosh, my brain's going to sleep. Where is number 5 gone? There it is, the main body. How did I miss that? Yeah, he's got some interesting, you know, like posing positions on this guy, actually. You know, like he's very expressive, as you would kind of want from a special character. Okay, we also need number, oh no, we'll do this part first because these need to be put together properly. So yeah, I got this Titus in the Space Marine 2 Recruit Edition board game, but you can buy him separately if you don't want to have the termagants and the paints and things like that. I myself, though, kind of have got a plan for this guy, and that plan is I'm going to turn him into a little diorama potentially. Which means I've really got to do a good job putting him together. Right, let's see here. I do absolutely love a good special character. It's going to be fun to paint this guy as well. I'm going to try some unique approaches to painting him too. Now the only thing is, with push fit models sometimes the way that they put together can be a bit weird, but that seemed nice and simple. Okay, now the next choice I've got to make is about the head. We have a choice between the bareheaded version, this one, or the helmeted head, and I like both, and that's the problem really. I'm going to build him with the open helm for now, and if I want to later on, I'll worry about doing him so that he can have a choice of heads using like magnetism, but I won't do that for now. Right, we also need 1 and 2. Seems to be quite an easy build, this, anyway. Yeah, it's just the right amount of battle damage on this guy as well. So a few little damages to his armor, like basically little scratch and dent holes from Tyranids. Yeah, he's wearing a nice set of Mark X armor as well. I can never remember what the official designation is of Mark X armor. I'll have to read that up. Right, and then it seems... Oh, now we need number 3, which is the front of his armour. I definitely like the Mark X armour as well. I think it's got a nice combination of Aquila armour, Mark 8, and I do love the fact that the actual helmets themselves have more in common with, what's it called now, Mark 5 Maximus armour, which is one of the major armour marks used at the start of the Horus Heresy. Ooh, this is going to be a horrible part to put together. This is always the problem with push fits. Sometimes the way that they design the pin points can be an absolute pain. So it looks like this part slides up there, like so. I'm going to kind of squeeze him just right. Now, this is why a lot of collectors do not like push fit miniatures, because they can end up with quite bad gaps at times. And for a special character to have those kind of gaps show up is just not a good thing at all. Now, on a positive note, because his shoulder guards, they're not molded into the model. That's good, because if you wanted to put shoulder guards from a different chapter on there, you could do. But the slight problem is he's very clearly got an Ultima carved into his chest plate. So he is very much a ultramarine character. He's been designed that way, and the Ultima right on his chest plate very clearly shows that. So it's just something that if you want to use this in a different chapter, you're going to have a bit of work taking away the Ultimas. Right, let's carry on though now, because I've just been waffling a bit. So let's get the shoulder pads out, number 9. And number 7. Okay, the Ultima goes on this side. He's got it's rather cool one as well. This this emblem on this side's really cool. Okay, and then he's got a clean shoulder pad on the other side. Okay, what else do we need here? We need number 8, which is his bolt rifle. Again, the decision to actually keep him with what you might call, I suppose, standard equipment is quite an interesting design choice. Like, they could have decided to give him some really, really awesome gear, and they've just decided, you know what? He's just a regular line Space Marine, and he has his chainsword and his bolt rifle. So actually, like, quite cool. If you haven't seen it yet, I advise you watch Secret Level, which had some really good episodes, but in particular, I believe it's episode 5 is the Warhammer 40k episode. Let's get 11 and 10 out while I waffle on about that, because obviously it has Titus in it, and you know, it's good. You know, I'm not going to pretend that it's like this amazing work of cinema. It's not. It's 15 minutes of, you know, Space Marines doing what they do. But it just adds that kind of lovely little bit of lore to Titus, who, you know, as a Space Marine, actually has some very nice lore. If you ever played the games, I haven't actually played Space Marine 2 yet, unfortunately, which is a shame. Right, let's try and get this guy in here. Come on. Okay. And number 13 over here, this pistol holster by the look of it. Yeah, yeah, he's got some cool lore. So obviously, I'm sure I'm sure we can talk about Titus's backstory as far as, let's pop that on there as well while we're at it. Basically, he manages to fight off some chaos, and in the process he's accused of being corrupted by a slimy little worm called Leandros. Let's get 12 out. And basically he gets taken away by the Inquisition. I have absolutely no doubt that he atones in the Death Watch, and then, you know, obviously he's obviously seen as clean, so he ends up coming back to the Ultramarines later on and gets the Primaris upgrade. Now, but what makes him cool is that, you know, for it, he's just like, I think that just makes him iconic in a lot of ways, because it's like, he is just an awesome, complete and utter hard ass. And I like the fact that they've, you know, sometimes when they create a computer game and then they create a miniature, and it's weird to say because you think, because they're both CGI, you think that they would end up looking the same, but creating a computer generated image for animation and a miniature are two very different processes. So I love how they've caught the character in his face properly. Sometimes they don't always manage to get it right, but this does look like Titus in the face. You know, the CGI model of Titus, the face is very detailed and very characterful, and it's hard to kind of shrink that down and put it into a miniature like this. Okay, but there we have him. We have Titus from Space Marine 2, who is just awesome. And I love his positioning, and I love his pose. And honestly, he genuinely gives me the feeling of, you know, how you would kind of imagine him charging forward into battle. If I were to say there's one comment and one criticism about the miniature, His weapons are the wrong way around according to this. So either he's he's changed the hand that he likes to use his chainsaw in this instance, but that's a minor criticism. I love this guy. Do have issues with him being pushed a bit. I can see there's like little gaps, which I don't like, but hopefully that'll cover up when I paint it. So there we go. There's Lieutenant Titus. Ascended to Primaris. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.